I've been on an 18-year journey to find health. Being a nurse for 55 years, 56 this year, um, nurses don't always know the right things for a healthy body, nor do doctors for that matter. And so sometimes you think something is so simple as health, and it's not. It's something you have to do. So 18 years, and I first found out, I first realized 18 years ago I couldn't walk barefoot. I'd had an old injury from a teenager in my foot, and I was just a holy mess. Couldn't walk, couldn't do a lot. And what happens when that happens is you gain weight. And then you're depressed, and then you eat too much. So about 2005, the doctor told me I had to have foot surgery and have a bone taken from my leg, put into my foot to immobilize my foot. And I went, 9-month recovery. Well, will the inflammation ever go down? Well, no, it won't go down. I said, well, no, I don't think I want the surgery. I'll just keep wearing the Birkenstocks I've been wearing because it immobilizes my foot. So that's what I did. And then 2005, 2008 came along, and I had to have a pacemaker. And that was, I had vasovagal syncope, and I was passing out on airplane flights and having seizures. So that became necessary. Then 2010, I found out I'm bone on my knees, and I will need to have, new knees within a few years. 2012, I got serious. I changed my nutrition. I started drinking more water, and my life changed. Inflammation began to go down, and I was just becoming more and more healthier. I still was struggling. I was still bone on bone. I still had pain. And then 2022 came, and I had a really bad fall, which caused me in and out of the emergency room, swelling in my knee, my lower calf, my left leg, which, by the way, was where my foot injury was, the left foot. So that whole left side, I was a mess. And I went from trying to walk several miles a day to not walking at all. Then I met Jan Rand through another friend. And Jan came over and she showed me these little patches. And she said, I think I can help you. And I said, well, you think that little patch can help me, do you? And, but she was so cool and so nice. I decided, well, the doctors aren't working. My nutrition has been helping, but I'm in a mess. So I put the patches on. I put the 39 on, the E on, and the ice waves. And by golly, within a week, I started to be able to walk again. And I was able to walk a mile in less than a week. The pain was reducing. I wasn't groaning. My husband said, well, I'd been tossing and turning with foot pain for years, but it was even worse during this time of the fall and all the inflammation I had. So I was a mess, but I began to see hope. My husband said, oh my gosh, you're sleeping better. You're not tossing and turning. I said, sleeping, I'm having these amazing dreams. I don't think I'd been in REM sleep for years. And so I went on and I started to take more of the patches. I added the 49. I added the carnosine. I added the SP6. I lost more weight. I felt better. And my knees, the bone on bone in my knees is just, it's there. And I've been to my orthopedic doctor and he goes, well, it's holding its own. I think you might not have to have surgery. But other things began to happen. I found that I had this weird walk in the ocean, and I got this, and this was in last May, and I got this infection in my leg. And the thing that I did is I put the patches on. I thought, well, I'm into these patches. So I put the Eon and the 39 and the 49 and the carnosine all over my leg. And I ended up going to the doctor because I was about to fly out of town for my grandchildren's graduation from college. And so my doctor said, you've got to go on these antibiotics because this is not going to get better. It's very red. It's very inflamed. You need the antibiotics. I said, well, and what are those Band-Aids on your leg? So she was very cute. And I got the antibiotics. I flew out of town, but I kept doing the patches, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And this rash went away. I'd never used the antibiotics. Beyond that, so many other things have happened. My allergies have gone away. I've had allergies for years, and I've had to take Allegra and Sudafed, and suddenly, about last March, my allergies were so much better. I didn't have to take the medicine. When I go up to Lake Arrowhead, where I live, and part of the time, sometimes things are growing and the seasons are changing, and I have to put an Allegra on, but I haven't used the Sudafed in months. I've been on this journey of finding that as a nurse, medicines are not the answer. We need to go with natural methods. And these patches have become the natural method of choice. But you've also got to eat right. You've got to drink a lot of water. And as April says, you got to have that Celtic salt, which I bought and I use it all the time. But I've had hair. I mean, my hair is amazing. I always have had pretty good hair, but it's growing. All these little hairs have been growing. My hairdresser goes, did you cut your bangs? I said, no, it's just new hair growing. And then the skin improvement. I went for a facial the other day. She said, I can't believe someone of your age, 77, has such good skin. And so, plump, it's hydrated. And your wrinkles, you don't have any wrinkles. I said, well, I do have wrinkles. I am 77. But all in all, it has been an amazing process, and I'm so grateful. And I thank everyone that's been in my life encouraging this. And really, my life goal has always been helping people as a nurse. And I just want to help more and more people feel better and better and know that, yes, you can have a pacemaker and still be on these patches without any problem at all. And it's just changed my life. But you got to do the whole journey. You got to do the nutrition. You got to do the water. You got to exercise. I now walk 5 miles a day with no problem. And that's the key. You got to follow David Schmidt, this brilliant man's creation, and do the right things.